I found the second negative for the no fault divorce in California, and basically I would like to point out 4 points that Amanda actually raised. Economic hardship, she mentioned that it increased poverty. However, I found from California, I found a source that says that California is actually a community property state, which means that all assets and liabilities the parties earn or acquire during the marriage are presumed to be shared and must be divided equally unless the parties agree otherwise. So basically, I don't really get that. If there is poverty, I mean, it's not unequal among the two couples, and so everything, their liabilities, their assets are equally shared among two couples. And their second point about the opportunity of custody battle, she said that there would be less quality time between the parents. However, I found a source from the Benefits of Divorce for Children by Jan Pryor, who actually came from the Joseph Roundtree Foundation, says that children after divorce are able to spend quality time with each parent. When they spend quality time with each parent, they're able to find or bond with them in a much healthier manner without having the parents to actually to fight all the time and have that negative environment in in their bonding moment. The third idea, the third one that I would like to refute that Amanda brought up was that that there was an increase in divorce rates when no fault divorce was actually accepted into the system. However, I found from a source that Justin Wolfers from the University of Pennsylvania said that I find that the divorce rate rose sharply following the adoption of unilateral divorce laws. However, this rise was reversed within about a decade. There is no evidence that this rise in divorce is persistent. Indeed, some of my results suggest somewhat puzzlingly that 15 years after reform, that divorce rate is lower as a result of the adoption of unilateral divorce, although it is hard to draw any strong conclusions about long-run effects. The third one is about the fraud, that she mentioned that getting married is very easy, and then it's just for the papers, and then it's rarely exposed, it is hard to find, that it would be detrimental to U.S. However, they can't really litigate it to the system, and the system cannot they cannot always determine if it is actually a fraud. So basically, a point that I want to raise is the effects on children. The no-fault divorce actually will benefit a lot of children who's in a family that is actually going through a lot of detrimental situations. On average, children of divorce were at twice the risk of poor outcomes when compared with those in intact families. However, the majority of children experiencing their parents' divorce were functioning well. I say this because as if we think about it, a child is actually in a situation wherein a family is having a lot of issues, and if we look at it in the point that the child is in a situation where the parents have to argue all the time in front of him or her, then that would be more detrimental than having the divorce. the divorce on them. I found a research from the University of Notre Dame, from the psychologist Mark Cummings, that he actually did 3 studies with other colleagues. That they first looked for the first study, they had 226 children, which ranged from 9 to 18 years old, and then the second study went with 232 kindergarten-age kids, and the third one with 223 6-year-olds. And with all these three studies, the parents are involved, and basically what the psychologist Cummings and his colleagues did is that they evaluated the children for depression and asked them privately about how their parents got along, and that parental conflict wasn't really a problem if the parents resolved their differences, but when these conflicts remained open, children responded with depression and/or behavior problems. I have a source that says, according to Daniel Denoon, who is the full-time medical journalist of WBMed and who earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology at Emory University, that there's been consistent evidence over the years that the process of divorce itself is hard on children, but even more important is the level of conflict between the parents. If children are experiencing a lot of fighting, especially if the children are drawn into those fights, that may be harmful to their development than a divorce. So basically, having the no-fault divorce is actually more beneficial for children than harmful.